Hello everyone and welcome back to Abroad for Love. If you are new to this channel, my name is Tania Rodriguez, I'm a Mexican and I'm living in Paris. And I'm here to help you go faster and farther in your career in France. I've been working in the fashion and luxury industry for the past 5 years here in Paris, in different positions and different companies in the LVMH group such as Dior, Louis Vuitton or Fred. So, I kind of know how the recruitment process works here in France. And now I have the goal to support people like me to achieve their dream of working in the fashion and luxury industry here in France. I really know how hard it can be to break through this industry. So in this channel, I talk about how to master every aspect of an expat life. And I give tips and recommendations such as this video. So if you are new, you should definitely subscribe and please share this information with that person you know that wants to work in France. In this video, I'll share with you 4 proven strategies to get a job quickly here in France in the fashion and luxury industries. I will also talk about the main assumptions for this industry and what are the most common mistakes and why most of the applications fail in this industry. So stay tuned so that you learn how to avoid these mistakes and make successful applications to get the job you dream with. I will start by talking about the main assumptions that people have about the fashion and luxury industry here in France and tell you whether these assumptions are true or false and how you can work on them to increase the opportunities of getting the job. So the main assumptions are that this industry is very closed, that you need to have connections if you want to get a job, that you need to have prior experience in the industry, that it is very competitive, and that you definitely need to study a fashion and luxury master or career in order to get in this industry. So 2 of these assumptions are false. The first one is that you don't need to study fashion or luxury in order to enter this industry. Companies hire both people that have done a master in fashion and luxury management, but they also hire people from other backgrounds. It would all depend to which position you are applying for. For example, yes, maybe you need a fashion and luxury management master if you need to apply to positions like marketing or communications. But if you want to apply to finance, IT, human resources, or even accounting, you don't need a specific background in this industry. The other false assumption is that you need prior experience in this industry to get a job. This is false because everybody needs to start from scratch at some point. You might be able to enter these companies from zero, and internships and retail positions are the key elements in order to build up your experience if you want to apply for higher positions in the headquarters. And I'm a clear example of this. I started my career in this industry with an internship as a sales assistant in the store of Christian Dior in Galeries Lafayette. Before that, I was working as a brand manager in Mars, so it's an FMCG for pet food. So nothing to do with this industry. The other 3 assumptions, yes, they are true about this industry. But the good thing is that you can work on them in order to improve your skills and the opportunity to stand out in your application so that the opportunities that you have to get that job increase. So yes, the fashion and luxury industry is a closed world. Why? Because believe it or not, it is a very small industry. And even if you see international huge brands, all of them have very small structures in the headquarters. This means that the teams are very small. Therefore, there is not a lot of positions available. It is also true that it is all about connections. And if you have somebody you know inside the company, yes, this will really increase the opportunities you have to get that job. And that is why this field is very competitive, because there is a lot of demand and not enough jobs or positions available. The good thing is that the following 4 strategies that I'm gonna share with you will make you acquire the necessary skills and competitive advantage you need to make your application stand out from the thousands of applications that this maison receive every single day. I will not go over your CV and cover letter in this video. So if you have doubts on how you can make it the best way and more efficient for this industry, I'm leaving you a video up here that I will suggest you to check, where I do a build-up simulation of a perfect CV. And I mean, maybe you're not receiving calls or interviews because these documents aren't quite working. And it is not because you don't have the experience or the skills needed for that position, but because you don't know how to structure a CV that is targeted for this industry. I mean, you need to really keep in mind that the fashion and luxury industry is very competitive. So in order to get noticed, you need to pay attention to every detail. And this includes your documents that are the first presentation that the recruiter will see of you. So as I was saying, this industry is very competitive. So you really need to go out there and go above and beyond in order to get noticed. Everybody applies online, and I'm sure that's what you're doing now. And I mean, it is a good strategy and you should keep doing it, but I am also going to share with you other unconventional strategies that will boost your application to get the job. So the first one, email the recruiter. These companies receive thousands of applications and sometimes they don't have the time to see them all, but it is most unlikely that they don't check all their emails. This is why this strategy works, because it will prevent your application to get unnoticed. And you will stand out from all other applications because the recruiter will see that you are motivated enough and that you think out of the box to actually find other ways to apply for this position. But I mean, now, how do you get the email? Well, most of the times the emails are only the name, period, last name, at the company .fr or .com. And other times you can just put the initial of the first name, the last name, at the company .fr.com. So just make the different combinations and I'm sure that you will be able to nail one of them. The second strategy, ask for informational interviews. These interviews are meetings with professionals of the industry where you ask questions and advice about the career, the job, and the company. This is very useful for you as well to understand the position, what they do, and how it's working in that company. It is important that you know that this is not a job interview. So how can you get this type of interviews? Well, the easiest way is if you know somebody inside the company that is willing to speak to you. So this interview will not only help you understand the position and the company, but it will allow you to start creating a more personal connection with this professional. And I mean, if during this meeting this person is willing to help, then take advantage to ask for a recommendation for a future opening. You don't always need to know a person inside a company. You can reach people with Instagram and LinkedIn and ask for this type of interviews. Strategy number 3, spontaneous applications. This means that you send an email or a direct message to a person or a company introducing yourself and attaching your CV. You are not applying for a job offer that you found online. You are just introducing yourself to be considered for future opportunities. So don't wait for a job offer to be published. Just do this type of spontaneous applications, introducing yourself, sending your CV. At least this way you know that the company will have your profile and your details for any upcoming opportunity that might arise. I mean, as everybody else applies the same way online, this will definitely make your application stand out. Strategy number 4, and for me it is probably the most important, and this is turning your LinkedIn and social media platforms to tools for getting a job. These platforms can help you build your network and break down the entry barriers to this industry. However, it is very important that before you use this strategy, you update and clean your platforms as follows. For LinkedIn, you need to update your latest experiences and skills that match your CV. You need to upload a recent and professional photo. And if you can, you should upload your CV and any related content as your portfolio or any examples of your work. For Instagram, you need to clean up your photos and leave only those that you want them to see. So get rid of any provocative or vulgar content and add an email address. Even if you don't use this strategy to apply, recruiters and future bosses will most likely check your social media when they receive your application. So no matter which strategy you decide to use, it is very important that before you clean your social media. So how can you get a job using these platforms? First, you need to establish connection. So this means that you need to follow the companies and the professional people of this industry in both of these social networks. Interact with their content so that you make sure that they see your profile and visit it. Leave comments in their content only when you have smart things to say. And once you have done this engagement for a couple of months, then you can send them a direct message and introduce yourself. So now that you introduce yourself, you won't be a complete stranger to them anymore. Why? Because they will be able to see your profile for the past several months in their feed, so they will for sure recognize you by then. So now that you know these strategies, I suggest you to start applying them since now in order to get noticed. And before I go, I want to tell you why still most applications fail even if they have these strategies. And it is mainly because people are doing something wrong in the steps of this recruitment process. And so I'm gonna tell you and share with you the most common mistakes so that you can avoid them. Applying for the wrong jobs and the ones that are not made for them. For example, many people that just graduated are applying to positions that require at least 2 years of experience. So believe me, you have no chance to get this type of jobs. In this industry, you can't rush. You need to build experience. And this means that you need to start with internships or retail positions and start growing up in this industry. Also, and this is more for the foreigners, there's many positions that are called, for example, responsible marketing, and this means you are the responsible of marketing, and many of us in our countries, responsible is not the same as manager, so it's an entry position. But here, no. Responsible, for example, is somebody that is more of a directive position. So if you are applying to this type of positions, you are just losing your time. You are not gonna get any callback. So I suggest you to use your time wisely and apply only to the positions that are really catering to your profile. Another mistake is that people don't align their CV and motivational letter to the specific job they are applying. You need to add the keywords and the skills specifically required for that position. I mean, if you really want to stand out, there is no one fits all. Also, many people don't follow up after their application or their job interview. And believe me, many managers consider not doing this a lack of etiquette that is really needed for this industry, or lack of motivation or real desire to get this job. Another mistake is not combining the strategies as just showed you in this video and just applying online. And one of the most important mistakes is that they don't build their connections and network starting from now. And I mean, even if you are at the beginning of your career or you are still studying, the strategies I taught you can allow you to start building this network, and that you start working at taking advantage of the connections that you have in your different social networks. And you know, in order to support you in this, I have created a community in LinkedIn of professionals. We are mostly foreigners and most of them are already working in companies, but there's other people that are looking for a job, and the aim of this group is to share our experiences, to share advice, and to help each other to grow in this industry. So I'm leaving you the link below, so don't forget to check the description of this video, and if you want, join this group and start building your professional network with us. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait for you to tell us how these strategies have boosted your application and help you get the dream job in this fashion and luxury industry here in France. Please like the video if you found this information valuable, and help me sharing it with a friend. See you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.